Views at look-up.tv. We can't wait to hear from you. Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now.
Welcome to Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we will be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable and worthwhile experience. Here at Look Up Guest House, we provide our guests with a continuous supply of room amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Look Up Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707.
Welcome to the Natural Juicing Center. We are a unique organization that seeks to provide the community with an alternative healthcare option. We specialize in the use of a natural holistic system that focuses on building health through cleansing and nourishing of the body. We utilize a variety of natural health promoting methods in our services, which include juicing therapy, hydrotherapy, colon cleansing, massage therapy, and a comprehensive cleansing service, among others. Our juices are freshly made and tailored to each and every client's individual needs after evaluation by our team through our free consultation service. You can now book for any service or order for food supplements on our website www.naturaljuicingcenter.co.ke. You can also visit our center in Kahawa Sukari, house number 1334, Kahawa Sukari Avenue. Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.
Revival Sanctuary of Glory presents the 17th Burning Fire Conference from the 18th to the 25th of July at the Revival Sanctuary of Glory, Riruta, from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The theme will be Recovery All, hosted by Bishop Dr. Ken and Mercy Ken, alongside guest speakers Apostle Patrick Mureithi, Bishop Julius Tinkoe, Reverend Dan Mwirigi, Pastor Baraka, and guest singer Naomi Karanja and Sarah K. For more information, call us on 0722 392 375.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Look Up TV movement now.
Now, an election being seen as a general election, but it is just a by-election. Jubilee and UDA are at it again at Kiambaa to see who will carry the day. They say it is a litmus test to see who will carry the day come 2022. That and much more on this bulletin. This is Trending News, but first, the highlights. On Trending News, voters in Kiambaa Constituency and Muguga County Assembly Ward today return to the ballot to elect their new representatives. Cracking the whip on corruption, EACC now wants National Treasury employees' unaccounted assets recovered by the government. Fighting for Zuma, the government of South Africa sends military to calm the situation as police fail to contain pro-Zuma protesters. Now, thank you so much for making time for us here on Trending News. My name is Brian Amwai. Remember, you can get in touch with us on our social media handles at Amwai Brian on Twitter, at Lookup TV. We are live on Facebook at Lookup TV. Let's get started. Now, Kiambaa Constituency and Muguga Ward kicked off the process of electing their leaders today. Now, the voting exercise started at 6:20 a.m. and continues throughout the day. The Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, has warned politicians against interfering with the exercise. The process has, however, seen chants from a section of Kiambaa residents who confronted National Assembly Majority Leader Amos Kimunya at Kimuga polling station during the start of the voting process. Now, the angry residents claimed that Kimunya was not a voter nor an agent in the by-election. Now moving on, the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission, IEBC, has revealed the new security features that will be used in the coming general election. This is to avoid a repeat of the annulment of the election results because of failure to have clear indicators on the forms. The Commission already has a tender for the materials that they will use in the elections.
The Independent and Electoral Boundaries Commission, led by the chairman, Mr. Ofoloche Bukati, has given new security measures that the Commission has put in place for the upcoming general elections to ensure the election is transparent and free. The move follows after the inauguration of the 2017 general elections, after it was declared null and void. ODM party leader Raila Odinga had raised concerns about the election process, saying that the election were declared using questionable results. The security measures include watermarks on the IBC logo on the election materials. A guillotine security pattern will be placed on ballot papers for identification and a little magnification. The microtext is expected to read, "The Independent and Electoral Boundaries Commission." The election body has made it clear that only personnel who have training on how to use the materials will be allowed to use them. Binders who are interested will have to ensure they have achieved the set conditions, in that one has to print 150 million ballot papers, 300,000 forms, and 50,000 registrars in a month. Billy Orlando, Lookup TV.
Now moving on, suspected killer cop Caroline Kangogo, who is alleged to have killed 2 men before going into hiding, has finally spoken. Now Kangogo wants an assurance of not being detained in any police station due to fears of extrajudicial killings allegedly orchestrated in police cells. Now, she says this must happen before she turns herself in to the authorities. As we move on, the Office of the Ombudsman, the Commission on Administrative Justice, CAJ, wants Parliament to amend the CAJ Act's laws to help it effectively rein rogue state officers and institutions dispensing out justices to Kenyans and I'll take that again. The Office of the Ombudsman, the Commission on Administrative Justice, wants Parliament to amend the CAJ Act's law to help it effectively rein in rogue state officers and institutions dispensing out injustices to Kenyans. And as Roger Muriuki reports, the CAJ chairperson Florence Kajuju has decried that most of its decisions have not been enforceable due to weak laws.
The Commission on Administrative Justice chairperson has said that there is a need to fast-track the strengthening of the legal and regulatory framework for the Commission to play its oversight role effectively. This should include making the decisions of the Commission binding. In a sitting before the Senate Justice, Legal Affairs and Human Rights Committee chaired by Okongo Omogeni, Florence Kajuju said many state officials and public institutions, including ministries, continue to ignore their recommendations. She went ahead to cite several cases, including that of former Governor Ferdinand Waitito, whom the commission indicted for forcibly taking a parcel from a woman in Kiambaa. She said that were it not for the help from the Senate, Ferdinand Waitito's impeachment could not have happened. The National Land Commission was also cited for failing to comply with the CAJ's decision despite several cases filed against it relating to the delay in land compensation. Other institutions mentioned by Chairperson Florence Kajuju for ignoring the recommendations of the Ombudsperson include the Ministry of Land, the National Police Service, public universities, and the Pensions Department. Chairperson Florence Kajuju therefore proposed an amendment to the Commission on Administrative Justice Act so that the Commission can have biting powers. In her submission to senators, Kajuju also decried financial constraints, inadequate staff, and failure by some public institutions to automate their records to enhance access to information. She said such problems have hampered their work. Between July and December last year, the CAJ received 1,381 complaints. Some 500 of them were resolved and closed, 38 were referred to relevant public institutions, while 795 cases are under investigation. Florence Kajuju said that most of the complaints were on maladministration, inefficiency, oppressive official conduct, incompetence, injustice, delay, abuse of power, fair treatment, and misbehavior. However, with all that going on, Florence Kajuju has confirmed that the CAJ has been able to capture decentralization of the Ombudsman services as one of the priorities in its strategic plan on covering the period between 2019 to 2023. This is by establishing branches in Mombasa.
Now we will be taking a short break, but before we do that, I'll go through your comments here. We start with Wanjiru Agosho. She's watching from Amboseli. Thank you so much for watching. Eddie Isedi says, good job. Thank you so much. Rehema Baraza tuned in from Kawangware. Christine is watching. And James Kinyo says, Caroline Kangogo should be allowed to tell her side of the story. Extrajudicial killings in Kenya is a thing. Okay. Let's take that short break. We'll be back with more news.
Welcome to the Natural Juicing Center. We are a unique organization that seeks to provide the community with an alternative healthcare option. We specialize in the use of a natural holistic system that focuses on building health through cleansing and nourishing of the body. We utilize a variety of natural health-promoting methods in our services, which include juicing therapy, hydrotherapy, colon cleansing, massage therapy, and a comprehensive cleansing service, among others. Our juices are freshly made and tailored to each and every client's individual needs after evaluation by our team through our free consultation service. You can now book for any service or order for food supplements on our website www.naturaljuicingcenter.co.ke. You can also visit our center in Kahawa Sukari, house number 1334, Kahawa Sukari Avenue. Natural Juicing Center. Your health is your wealth.
Faidika Real Estate brings to you Soteria Gardens, Matu, for as little as 75,000 Kenya shillings on cash payment, 99,000 for installments with 40,000 Kenya shillings deposit and balance in 5 months. For more information, visit our office at Thika Town, Grace House, 3rd floor. Feel free to call us on 0724 256 626 or 0710 265 687.
Welcome to Lookup Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. When you first come in, we'll be happy to receive you at our reception, then proceed to our cozy and well-equipped accommodation facilities. We aim to provide our guests with a unique, comfortable, and worthwhile experience. Here at Lookup Guest House, we provide our guests with a continuous supply of room amenities. A cool environment for all your retreat activities.
Lookup Guest House, Retreat and Prayer Center. For reservation, contact us on info@lookupguesthouse.org or call us on 0746 788 707.
Like, follow, subscribe, click the notification button. Join the Lookup TV movement now.
Now, thank you so much for staying with us here on Trending News. As we continue, the University of Nairobi has over the years been struggling to meet its financial obligations, which include paying taxes and retirement benefits. This has seen the university pocket a debt of 7.2 billion. Now, our reporter Jefferson Mwai prepared rough measures that the university plans to take in order to curb that. Now we'll have that story in a while. Moving on, the EACC and Anti-Corruption Commission wants more than 50.6 million shillings owed by an official working in the Treasury to be recovered by the government. Now, the EACC argues that it is unexplained wealth because it does not correspond to his salary of 144,000 shillings. And as Carol Wangari Wanjiru reports, in a petition, the EACC has questioned how Charles Muia Mutiso had accumulated assets disproportionate to his non-legitimate source of income.
National Treasury employee Charles Muia Mutiso is under the microscope after the anti-graft body maintained that 50.6 million shillings owned by the official is questionable. According to the EACC, the targeted wealth includes 36.7 million shillings held in several accounts including Absa Kenya, Cooperative Bank and KCB, and 4 parcels of land in Nairobi, Old Ndonyo and Matungulu in Machakos County, and 1 vehicle suspected to have been acquired illegitimately. EACC maintains that Charles Muya, who works as Deputy Director External Resources Department at the Treasury, earns a monthly salary of 144,000 shillings and a net pay of 118,000 shillings. This translates to a net salary and allowances of 12.8 million shillings for 5 years up to April 2020. Mutiso had allegedly accumulated wealth totaling to 96.6 million shillings during the period, and the EACC deducted his legitimate earnings, leaving the unexplained balance of 50.6 million shillings. Mr. Mutiso received in accounts credits amounting to 41.8 million shillings between 1st April 2015 and 30th April 2020. Father Mutiso is alleged to have received 7.5 million shillings through M-Pesa and 21.9 million shillings in deposits, but he withdrew the money between 1st April 2015 and 30th April 2020. Carol Wangare Wanjiru, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Now moving on to the international scene, the capital city of Rwanda, Kigali, has been placed under lockdown for 10 days. The lockdown is to commence on 17th July, this coming Saturday. Now the action follows a rise in fatalities during its third wave. Our reporter Keith Gitonga with the report.
The Rwandan government has announced a 10-day lockdown in the capital city, Kigali. The lockdown is scheduled to commence on 17th July, this coming Saturday. This follows a spike in fatalities in the recent weeks after a total number of 607 persons losing their lives after contracting the coronavirus. At the same time, 74 people are in critical condition. The country's president, Paul Kagame, announced the measure at a cabinet meeting prohibiting non-essential services and movement in the capital city and the districts of Gikumbi, Burera, Musanze, Kamonyi, Ramagana, Nyatare, Rutsiro, and Rubavu. From a press statement from the country's Prime Minister's office states that movements and visits outside their homes are not permitted except for essential services such as healthcare, food, shopping, or banking, and for personnel performing such services. Outdoor activities are prohibited, public transport is prohibited, restaurants and cafes shall operate at 30% capacity and close by 5 p.m., places of worship adhering to guidelines placed shall continue to operate at 30% capacity. All bars remain closed. Gaming activities are prohibited. Public transport is prohibited as motorcycles and bicycles are not permitted to carry passengers but may offer delivery services. People have been ordered not to leave their homes from Saturday 17th until Monday 26 July to try to curb the spread of the virus. Businesses, the civil service, transport, schools, sports, and the entertainment sector will all close, and only 15 people will be able to attend burials. People will only be allowed to step out of their houses for essential services or if they are essential workers. Keith Gitonga, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
Now, still on the international scene, the government of South Africa plans to send more military troops to quell violence in the ongoing protests in the KwaZulu-Natal province. The protests, which have escalated over the last few weeks, have led to fatalities and extensive destruction of property. Waris Kimathi with more.
South African authorities now say they will send 20,000 extra military troops to help quell the ongoing protests and looting in the provinces of KwaZulu-Natal and Gauteng. Earlier this week, 5,000 troops were deployed in the two provinces where supporters of the arrested former President Jacob Zuma have staged a deadly protest, looting businesses and burning property. The protest erupted on July 10th after Zuma was put behind bars for contempt of court and quickly escalated into violence and looting. Zuma has been in and out of court since his resignation as president in 2018. He is faced with charges of high-level corruption and state capture. He was sentenced to 15 months in jail last week after he failed to show up for a court hearing. The protests against the politician's arrest have claimed the lives of at least 72 people, according to police reports, and more than 1,700 people have been arrested over the fracas. As the confrontation between the protesters and security forces rages on, property worth an estimated $43 million has been destroyed. South African President Cyril Ramaphosa has called the protests the worst in post-apartheid South Africa and called for calm in Africa's most advanced economy. Waris Kimathi, Look Up TV, Nairobi.
So back to our top story. The University of Nairobi has over the years been struggling to meet its financial obligations, which include paying taxes and retirement benefits. This has seen the university pocket a debt of 7.2 billion. Now, our reporter Jefferson Mwai prepared us a raft of measures it has put forth to try and curb the humongous debt.
Professor Kiambaa has been implementing a raft of management measures in the University of Nairobi since he took over as the new Vice-Chancellor on 5th July 2020, with the latest one being hiring new bosses to deal with the university's debt of 7.2 billion shillings, which has occurred over the years. Professor Kiambaa has respectively appointed Professor Julius Ogengo and Professor Margaret Hutchinson as Associate Vice-Chancellors in charge of Academic Affairs and Research, Innovation and Enterprise. It is among
the past successes and shortcomings. Like all organizations, we have experienced challenges, but we have always triumphed. We have over the years witnessed declining capitation when the cost to maintain and grow the university has been increasing. Our expenditure has over the years been higher than the capitation and the locally generated funds for some years now.
That saw some top officials lose their jobs as Professor Kiambaa announced that their contracts will not be renewed. According to an audit report by former Auditor General Edward Ouko, the university lost 1.4 billion shillings in June 2018 due to its overrunning budget and failure to meet project revenue, losing more assets if nothing is hurriedly done. The leadership changes.
Now, we apologize for that technical hitch, but that story brings us to the end of our bulletin today. But before we do that, let me read some of the comments on Facebook. Somebody says you have a good smile. Thank you so much. Thank you. Also, let's look at some of the things that are trending. This is trending news, so we are looking at some of the trends that are happening today. Kiambaa decides relating to the story that we did earlier, our story number 1, whereby elections are ongoing. The by-elections are ongoing in Kiambaa. We have UDA and Jubilee parties as the main contenders in that by-election. But we also have other candidates, close to 8 candidates from other political parties. So the election is a by-election to replace Paul Koinange, who died in March. Something that is trending, it's Youth Skills Kenya, today being World Youth Skills Day. That's also trending on number 5 on Twitter. And also, Moses Kimunya following the chants that were experienced in Kiambaa earlier today. Now that does it for us here on Trending News. Thank you so much for making time for us here on Trending News. My name is Brian Amuai. Let's do this again next time. Have yourselves a lovely evening.
We value your feedback and welcome your complaints about our programming and operations. Feel free to get in touch with us through 0700 893 542 or send us an email to views@look-up.tv. We can't wait to hear from you.